He had since his accident, he broke both his legs and he broke his arm. Feel like the kids are very rambunctious, and I don't feel like he would be able to keep up with them at this point. He has a past history with aggression, and I feel like him having unsupervised visits will put him back in the spot where he doesn't have to keep working to get better and to be better for the children.
Bottom line, the court keeps connection while managing wrist-short supervised steps, then measured unsupervised time. Clear exchange point, mutual testing safeguard. Joint rights with mom designating residence, and a geographic guardrail. Temporary now. Review October 27th. Like, comment, and subscribe for courtroom stories. Share with those who love justice right now.
Okay. And with that, I will call Miss Smith. Miss Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
How many children do you have with Mr. Schindler?
I have 2.
And how old are they?
One just turned 4 and the other one is 2, about to turn 3.
And do either one of them have any disabilities or special needs? Okay.
No.
I think our oldest son has this.
Don't interrupt.
Sorry, man.
And has the 4-year-old started pre-K, or are they both just in daycare?
They are in daycare at this time.
Right. And I understand that you reside in Floresville, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know where Mr. Schindler resides? Not the exact address, but what
In
city?
Bernie.
Okay. And have you been having visits set up between the two of you for the children?
We don't have scheduled visits. We meet up when we can so that he is able to see the children.
So how often would you say that you two are able to meet up and have visitations?
At least 3 times a month.
And how long are those visits?
A couple hours to 4 hours to sometimes it's an hour. It's literally just him saying hi and leaving because we don't have a lot of time.
Okay. And so do you two meet at a halfway point, or does he come all the way to you?
It depends on, sorry. You can keep going.
Oh no, I was just gonna say what was the situation for visits?
Typically it's wherever we're at. Like if he's close to me, we'll meet closer to me, or if I'm like in San Antonio, we'll meet closer to him. It kind of just depends where he's at. If he's in New Braunfels, I'll go to New Braunfels to meet him. It all depends on where each one of us is and if we're able to do it.
Okay. So I guess who would you say does more of the driving then? Is it more he comes to you or you going to him?
Me go to him.
Now, he's asking for unsupervised visits and you're asking for supervised. Why is that?
Because 1, he is a recovering addict, and 2, he has physical issues from his accident that he might not be able to keep up with the kids, and he has a past history with aggression. So with that, there has been incidents where things have happened and he gets frustrated and he cannot control his anger. So I would like for the visits to be supervised. I know that he is actively working on it and I can see that, but at this time, I don't think that he is completely there. And I feel like him having unsupervised visits will put him back in the spot where he doesn't have to keep working to get better and to be better for the children.
Okay. So you mentioned some possible physical limitations for him to be alone with the children. What did you mean by that?
Since his accident, he broke both his legs and he broke his arm. He's got multiple issues with, standing up, walking around a lot. Sometimes he's just too exhausted to get up. And with that, I just feel like the kids are very rambunctious and I don't feel like he would be able to keep up with them at this point. I know he's actively getting his strength back, but I know there are some limitations and I don't want to overwhelm him with all of a sudden having the kids the whole weekend and not being able to handle it.
And then, he has indicated maybe his mother being a supervisor. Do you have an issue with her?
His mom, there has been incidents where she was not the best role model, and I'm not going to get into that, but she by herself, I do not think is a good example for the kids to be around.
So I know you said you weren't going to get into it, but we do kind of have to get into it to establish a little bit why she may not be fit for supervising. So,
Well, okay, so she is also a recovering drug addict, so that is another reason why I do not want her being the supervisor.
has she ever done drugs in front of the children?
Not that I have seen physically. I know that she has done it when the kids aren't around, and I have noticed stuff, so I just don't want my kids to be there by themselves with nobody to keep an eye on that. If
Okay,
that
hold
makes
on.
any sense.
Well, I have some questions here. How long are we expecting this temporary order to be in place?
Your Honor, we were going to defer to Your Honor on that. I believe Mr. Schindler has a hearing on September 15th coming up,
Okay.
or a conference at least. I don't see anything in the Bexar County records that indicate a trial or some type of plea deal. So,
Okay, let's, Ms. Smith, I do want to hear your testimony, but let's, just from a docket management perspective, let's hear from Mr. Schindler about his time frame. And then that will give me, when I know how long our temporary order needs to be, that'll help me make a ruling.
Okay.
And so we might not have to get into every detail, for today.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Schindler, can you, okay, so you have some sort of appointment September 15th,
I have a trial or I
a
have
trial date?
a hearing. Yes, ma'am. It got reset from the 17th of last month to the 15th of this month
Can you tell me why?
because they're still in the discovery stages, and the pretrial has been done for three different hearings now, but it keeps getting pushed back because there is different things in the discovery that's needing to be addressed.
Okay.
I have not received any plea deals, nor have I had any type of insight as to what to expect.
Okay.
I do have an attorney, and I am avidly working towards a resolve to this. But I don't know. There's a lot of things up in the air at this time.
Okay. Well, that's in a week. So let's see. We've had other cases today that have been reset to October 27th. So if we're only going to do, just over 30 days worth of a temporary order, we don't need everybody's life story, essentially. Ms. Smith, are you comfortable with coming back October 27th?
No, ma'am. The last hearing we had, you had stated that it will not be reset again because we were also waiting on his hearing and it did not happen. So this was supposed to be the hearing that determined what we were doing.
Yes.
Ruling snapshot. Phased scheduled to supervised Saturdays, then October 18th, unsupervised. Thursday dinners added to hours. Exchanges at the Rock at La Cantera, unless both agree otherwise. Joint conservatorship. Mom designates residence. Geographic restriction to contiguous counties. Test and verify parenting plan on safety with 4-hour visits specified temporarily, clearly, for everyone involved.
Yes, because I said no more resets. So we're going to do a temporary order today. But that's because if he happens to go to jail, then child support obligations would no longer be appropriate. And of course, visitation, you would need a visitation order, but it's going to look really different.
Yes,
Um,
but the months that we've been resetting it, he could have been paying child support and he wasn't. So
Exactly.
we're gonna
Which
wait
is,
for
no, that's why I'm entering orders today, but they're only going to be temporary. So, if we only need 2 or 3 months worth of visitation terms, that changes, what I need to know for today.
Yes, ma'am.
So, um, so then my question really, Ms. Smith, is would you like to come back as soon as possible or push it out later to see, to give some cushion in the time frame in case there's another continuance on the criminal matter?
As long as there's a temporary order in place, I do not mind coming back at any point.
Okay, so then I know we have space on October 27th. But if you have to worry about work, leave, and all of that, this can be a longer temporary order.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So are you okay with October 27th, Ms. Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Findler, was there something else on the matter of the time frame that you had?
Time frame is I have no issues with any of it. I just want to make sure if they need anything, they're more than welcome to reach out to me, and I'll go ahead and try to get them something as best I can. That being said, I think that there are some physical and mental limitations that I have. But when it comes to my children and my family and being able to provide for them, I think that there are no limitations. I do have hardships, and I've had a lot of hardships in the past, but I've also had a lot of growth there. I've done a lot of therapy.
So just let me ask you then, Mr. Schindler, are you physically able to keep up with the
Yes, ma'am.
3 and 4-year-old?
1,000%. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So
I can
let's say
wholeheartedly.
if y'all were at a city park outside, are you going to be able to chase them down if they
Yes, ma'am.
get into a dangerous situation?
Yes, ma'am. Typically in the past, her and I have been walking together, and she typically is the one to run after them, but she knows that I have bad ankles, but there's no limitations there. I can make sure that they're safe and they're taken care of for sure by myself on all my own. And I've shown that, I think, before in the past.
So here's what I'm thinking is, if we're only looking at a month's worth of visits, I'm thinking maybe 2 more supervised visits and then 2 unsupervised. And then Ms. Smith, that'll give you a chance to see how it works, how it goes. And then you can report back to me when we come back if there's been any issues. Does that sound okay?
I think that every visit that we've had up to now has been supervised by her.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like it's kind of a logistical challenge as well because of the distance between you two. It doesn't make sense to go back home if it's just a 4-hour visit.
Yeah, and monetarily speaking, it's hard on her, and I'm able to facilitate some type of assistance whenever it comes to helping aid in gas and stuff. But she's been amazing. She's driven out of her way multiple times to let me see my kids, even if it's just for a few minutes.
Okay. Well, it's good to hear that. It does sound like you all have been working very hard to maintain the connection there. So I will commend you all for that. So for now, Ms. Smith, is there anything else you think I should know with respect to visits and supervision?
The unsupervised visits, how long will they be?
Typically, what I would do is I would say y'all would have, 4-hour visits and have you supervise. It's looking like it'll probably be first, third, and fifth Saturday right now for 4 hours. Since y'all don't have a set location, I will need to designate one that's at a practical midway point. But if you guys agree, you can do it wherever is convenient. If you all are in agreement, you can modify any of the terms from my order, as long as everyone's in agreement.
Okay. Is the unsupervised visits, is that me dropping them off to him, or is that him picking them up and taking them?
Well, again, my order would most likely be having you all meet in the middle or at a place where that is in your normal arrangement. So, or you can drop them off and he can bring them back home. So everybody's driving the same amount.
Okay.
I'll pick them up and drop them off, but
Okay.
I've had a really hard time getting any type of quality time with the children due to the fact that, we are in public and her and I are chasing the children out whenever they run away from the playground and things. And so it would be nice to be able to host them in a home, either at my grandmother's house in Seguin or my mother's in Seguin, or even in my house in Bernie, being taken out of my safe place in my home and my comfort zone and having all my resources there and everything is hard. And it's kind of it's puts off a little bit. It makes it a little bit harder, in other words.
Okay.
I think that whenever we've had
Okay, hold on. Grandma's house.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Let me ask Miss Smith. Miss Smith, how do you feel about Mr. Schindler's grandmother's house?
I don't have an issue with it,
Okay.
but I don't know who would I've only been there a couple times, so I don't really have an issue with it, but I'm not 100% on how I feel about that.
Okay.
But I mean, we can try it and see how that goes.
I'd still have to ask her and then see if that's a possibility even, but I know my dad's not really an option except for once a month. I've only seen him 5 times this year thus far, and it's something that, we say hi and bye and everything, but it's hard on him to have me over there and have kids over there other than when he's expecting it all,
Okay. So I'm looking at the calendar. If we went with the first, third, and fifth schedule, we've already missed the first weekend. So the 20th.
We did
will
get
be
to see
the
him.
third.
I saw him yesterday. Today's my oldest son's birthday, so we did get that visit this weekend.
Okay. So looking at the calendar, you would have the 20th. Hold on. Let's nail down the number of visits we're looking at and then figure out. So you would have the weekend of the 20th of September, and then the next visit would be October 4th. And then the next visit after that would be October 18th. And then you would have court on October 27th. So we're only looking at 1, 2, 3 visits if you're just doing the first, third, and fifth Saturday. So if you're incorporating an additional weekday, we could say Thursday evenings. And I would just allot, let's probably say 1 hour for dinner on Thursdays. But again, if you all need to make alternative arrangements, as long as everyone's okay with that, you could do that. Okay. So this way you'll have some ground rules, but you're only going to have 4 visits. So you do, did I say 4 or 3?
20th, the 4th, and the 18th is what I have.
Yeah, 3 visits. So,
Yeah.
Can I say something?
yes.
Our smallest, his birthday is on the 21st, so he's most likely already going to be seeing him that weekend.
Okay.
I'd still like to get to time with
I
him.
mean, I can add in another week or something for him to see them.
All right. So really, you guys are fine establishing your own visits, basically. Is that about right?
I don't know.
Except Mr. Schindler would like to have an unsupervised visit.
I
Would
think
like
that
to have some unsupervised time.
and that's not something I'm trying to be stringent about, to the fact that I don't really have a good suitable person to watch over us. But that being said, I still have a lot of feelings around the situation that happened between Caitlin and I, and it makes it hard for me to focus on the children whenever she is present, to be honest with
Okay.
you.
Well, then let me explain something about supervised visits. Supervised visits doesn't necessarily mean that you have to sit at the same, like if you're having a meal at McDonald's, mom doesn't have to sit at the table with you. As long as she's close enough to see that the children are safe, that's all that is needed.
Yes, ma'am.
So whether mom's supervising or someone else, they just need to be at a distance close enough to ensure the children are safe.
Yes, ma'am. It just makes it hard for me, I'm always focused on her. I miss her and I care about her a lot. So,
Okay, well, you might want to seek some counseling about that. But
yes, ma'am, I am.
so that's what supervision means. So whether it's mom or anybody else, they don't have to be right there in the middle of everything. But again, it might help mom out to be able to leave them with dad and go run some errands and then come back. I know you guys are trying to meet in the middle most of the time, and it sounds like it's quite the juggling act. So you're going to do the birthday visit on the 21st already. So let's just give y'all Thursday evenings. I'm going to say 2 hours, but again, y'all are free to work out the details as they fit your situation.
So we're looking at 2 supervised visits, and then the others are going to be able to be unsupervised. And Thursday
We're
is
going to
one.
do 2 supervised visits, and then the 18th you can do unsupervised.
So the 20th and the 4th.
Yes. And then you may end up swapping the 20th for the 21st because that's the birthday. But as long as a visit occurs
And
and
then,
you get the same amount of time as I'm ordering, that's fine.
okay, what if we're celebrating my other daughter's birthday on the 27th? Would that be able to be included into the visit count?
Well, I'll probably be there.
Yeah, you'll probably will be there. That's what I'm saying. Will that be able to be included into one of those supervised visits to try to move towards trying to get
Yes,
unsupervised?
if you all wanted to swap that for the October 4th, you could certainly do that.
Okay.
Okay?
And as far as anything else that is covered right now, that's pretty much the bulk of it. Are we able to put some stuff in order to protect the children and loving and caring and people around them, and then also
Like a Children's Bill of Rights?
yes, ma'am, and also the county's contingent to the one that she's in now? Can she put travel restriction on that to where she can't move away? And the doctrine or whatever, the decree. I'm not sure what this is called or how to go about it.
The
I'm sorry,
geographic
Judge.
restriction?
Yeah, just so we're all in the same.
Since we're going to come back in a month, Ms. Smith, do you have plans to move before October 27th?
No, I don't. But why would he want to landlock me if he wants me to be closer to him?
Ew, we can come to an agreement.
Okay, hold on. So the purpose of a geographic restriction is to ensure that that roadblocks are not put up to hinder the other parents' access to the kids. A geographic restriction can look like anything. It can say mom must remain in the state of Texas or in the surrounding counties or within so many miles. The purpose of it is, if you decided to pack kids up and move to Oklahoma tomorrow, then obviously that's going to make dad's visits harder.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that, especially since I have other children. I can't just up and leave.
Right. So, but sometimes there's concerns about, if your family lives somewhere far away.
My family lives
or if you have work, job, career plans down the road, then it's essentially it's a guardrail to try and maintain that connection.
Well, I don't think that's technically I don't think that's going to be able to work because right now the kids' daycare isn't even in my town. So how does that work?
Where do they go to daycare?
They go to daycare in Pleasanton. I work in Pleasanton.
Okay. Well, Pleasanton would be considered one of the contiguous counties. Contiguous just means like adjacent, connected to Wilson County. So
anywhere in this general area.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I was hoping to include Hayes County and Comal. But that being said, I think that There's also,
So you're saying any county basically touching the counties that you both live in?
yes,
Is that
ma'am.
about right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I think that was something that was in my divorce decree. Also, I think that something that I was wanting to inquire about is the educational rights and things like that. I think our oldest son, David, is needing some extra attention that he's not getting, and he might need to be in pre-K. So I was going to try to check in with Post Elementary and see if they offer any type of pre-K services. I know he's in
Okay,
daycare,
well,
but
my understanding is that you all have agreed to a joint managing conservatorship order, which
I'm not
means
sure what that means.
essentially it means that you have equal parenting rights, with the major difference being that Ms. Smith has the exclusive right to designate where the kids live. Okay, so if there's issues as far as upbringing, education, whatnot, the order entitles you both to have a say. But if you don't agree, most likely mom's probably going to be the final say on that. But
Okay.
obviously you all need to work together on those things.
Yeah, and we're here to support one another, and that's what it's all about. Family
Okay.
is important to me. But there have been some issues in the past in regards to the living situation of the children, and there are still some concerns. I'm not sure if there's still an open case or not, but I haven't been made aware of it closing or anything. But there's been open CPS cases due to the living condition.
Yeah, because you called them in.
Okay. Is there anything still pending on that front, Ms. Smith?
No, there's no CPS cases.
Okay. Okay, so geographic restriction, everyone is in agreement to the counties that you both live in and all the counties touching those counties. Is that right? Am I understanding
Yes,
that? Okay.
Can I say something as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Since Joseph has a past history with drug abuse, I would like to be able to drug test him if he's going to start getting unsupervised visits.
Okay. How often?
Twist. Mom demands a drug test before unsupervised time. Dad fires back, he's tested weekly by pretrial and on the job. Hypocrisy or accountability? The judge lands on mutual, urine-based testing when unsupervised time is at stake. Fair compromise or mistrust spiral? Comment if you'd accept that condition today, yourselves.
Whenever he gets them.
Every visit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you say hair follicle, Mr. Schindler?
That's what I had to do in the past, yes, ma'am. But
Okay.
did I say something as well?
If you're in agreement to that, then I will happy to order that.
As long as she pays for it, yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
can.
Ms. Smith, are you happy to pay? Are you willing to pay for that testing?
And that's going to be
Yes.
done.
Does it have to be at a facility, or can I do it when he shows up?
I don't know if you can do a hair follicle like that.
I'm not trying to do a hair follicle. I was just going to do the regular drug test where he pees in a cup.
Okay. Mr. Schindler, are you all right with that?
No, ma'am, not really, to be honest with you. And I think that there has been some questions about her sobriety in the past as well. I'm a grateful and recovering drug addict. And I'm happy to say that, it's made me a better person and it made me who I am today. But for that to be held over my head like that in that manner, I don't foresee that being.
How much is a hair follicle drug test?
It's a couple of $100, but I'm also being tested weekly from pretrial services. And I'm also being tested on site every day for my job that I'm at. I go to travel to different sites on secure facilities. And so they drug test me at least twice a month there. And I'm also doing once a week urine analysis.
Do you receive copies of all those?
No, ma'am, but I would be back into the HUSCAL if I didn't pass. So I can get the results though if I believe I ask.
Okay. Ms. Smith, are you?
I'm not in agreement. I'm not in agreement to that at all. I don't want some test from some work office. I want to be able to see it with my own eyes.
As
Okay.
long as it goes both ways, I'll be in agreement to
That's
it.
fine. I can pee in a cup all day.
Okay. So mutual urine drug testing before every single visit. Is that what every unsupervised visit? That's what you're asking for, Ms. Smith?
If he seems like he's not there and he's not aware of what he's doing, then I feel like I should be allowed to let him take a drug test.
Okay, are you gonna provide the supplies?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then I will order, it's only gonna be one visit supervised before I see y'all again. So you all agree to add more, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Does it go both ways
yes,
where the drug testing goes?
yes.
And what happens if I fail or if she fails per
Then
se?
your visit, then the visit, if you fail, your visit is forfeit. If she fails, what happens if you both fail then?
I think that I don't have any issues with my sobriety, ma'am. We're actively working a program and, like I said, this is depending on my livelihood, not only for me, but for my other children, the other 6 or 7 children I have. Everybody's depending on me to stay sober. So, that's sad.
I'm only putting this in place if he's acting erratic and there is something wrong, then I feel like I should have the right to know what's going on with him.
Yeah, if you see that, I don't think that the visit should take place if that's happening. So,
Yeah. So mutual urine-based drug testing prior to any unsupervised visit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it doesn't have to be mandated, but I would like to have the option.
Well, I'm gonna put it in the order. You guys are in agreement to it, so mutual.
I'm not really in agreement to it. I think it's over the top, but I'm happy to do that for you anytime, Kate.
Again, this is a temporary order. I'm gonna see you guys again in just a few weeks.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Is there anything else that we need to go over that we might be missing or overlooking that typically is addressed in these?
I need a location just for the purpose of the order for the either visits or exchange of the children.
I think that's been hard for us. It's been either.
Is there a place that you guys meet?
The hospitals, or whenever they go to the doctor, that's when I get to see them. Or I think we meet at the park. Oh, they can go to the.
Our youngest has breathing issues, so he's been admitted. So that's what he's talking about.
Okay, so is there a place near that hospital? I mean, is that a place where y'all end up a lot?
I mean, we can.
Are you talking about a middle ground between her and I?
Yes.
We can look that up right now.
A place where supervised visits can happen.
Where would that be?
And where hopefully the same place that you can exchange the children. Oh, no. Dad's going to pick them up for his unsupervised visit, right? You're going to pick them up and take them home.
I'm not sure if I feel comfortable with him picking them up and taking them home. Especially because his home is so far away, it's going to be all of his time.
Okay, well, it's going to take the same time. It's the same distance between your homes, whether you meet in the middle or somewhere closer to the it's the same.
Okay.
We can meet at City Base.
I'm in the car.
City Base is, I believe, midway for the both of us.
City Base, is there a location in that area you can give me?
We can meet at the Boot Barn.
Like a business,
Boot Barn is there, I believe.
Boot Barn?
Yes, ma'am. Or if she wants to meet at Buffalo Wild Wings, I think she used to work there, but I think Boot Barn would be perfect. They got a nice open, lit up parking lot.
I feel like I would feel more comfortable if I dropped them off where he was going to be, and so I know where they're at.
Okay, well.
Instead of him just taking them off for 4 hours and God knows where he takes them.
I'm going to remind y'all one more time. If you need to change the exchange location, you may do that as long as you're both in agreement with it. I just need a place with an address to put in the order so that it's valid.
Okay.
220 or Boot Barn. Or I can give you my address. My address. Do y'all have my address, ma'am?
I don't know. Miss Coates should have that.
Okay, that'll work. That would work just fine.
Miss Smith, are you okay with that?
Well, I'm not sure so I'm going to drop them off to him there or what?
Okay, so y'all are going to have 2 supervised visits.
Okay.
You can do however you want, as long as Dad's getting his 4 hours of time, and you can do it wherever you want. I just need a location for the order.
Okay.
You don't necessarily have to go where the order says, but there has to be, the order has to be specific to be valid.
So,
Do you think that yesterday's visit for his birthday would count as a visit, a supervised visit? Because she was present.
That was yesterday.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
okay.
Is there a place you all have met ever?
The Rock
What is that? Where is it?
in Lock and Terra.
Okay. The Rock at Lock and Terra.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so y'all are gonna meet there. You can do your supervised visits there.
Or
You
the
can do
police
your
station.
supervised visits wherever you want, as long as you're in agreement. After that, that will also be the location in the order for the unsupervised visit. So you will meet there, dad will take the kids home or wherever he wants for the duration of his unsupervised visit. Visits will be 4 hours long and they will happen on the 20th or the 21st, since that's the birthday, and on October 4th, or you can substitute the 27th. And then again on the 18th, that's the weekend of the unsupervised visit.
Okay. Can I change it? Can we change the location? I don't want to have to drive all the way out there if he's just going to pick them up.
We're able to do this and get these supervised visits
Okay.
out of the way.
How about this? How about we recess and you guys can discuss with Ms. Coates what address you want, because we are on the record and we're live streaming to YouTube and we don't need to do that. You guys are going to be able to pick a location without me having to referee, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
do have a question. If we agree on something and he doesn't keep to the agreement, how does that work?
Welcome to today's custody clash. Ms. Smith says dad's past addiction. Anger and post-accident injuries make unsupervised time risky. 2 toddlers, ages 4 and almost 3, daycare logistics, Floresville to Bernie Miles apart drama. The judge is eyeing a phased plan today. Subscribe, like, and share for more dramatic breakdowns. Now,